Chapter 65 of Revelations of Divine Love, read for LibriVox.org by David Barnes. Revelations of Divine Love by Julian of Norwich. The 15th Revelation, Chapter 65. The charity of God maketh in us such a unity, that when it is truly seen, no man can part himself from other. And thus I understood that what man or woman with firm will chooseth God in this life for love, he may be sure that he is loved without end, which endless love worketh in him that grace. For he willeth that we be as assured in hope of bliss of heaven while we are here, as we shall be in sureness while we are there. And ever the more pleasance and joy that we take in this sureness with reverence and meekness, the better pleaseth him, as it was showed. This reverence that I mean is a holy courteous dread of our Lord, to which meekness is united, and that is, that a creature seeth the Lord marvellous great, and itself marvellous little. For these virtues are had endlessly by the loved of God, and this may now be seen and felt in measure through the gracious presence of our Lord when it is seen, which presence in all things is most desired, for it worketh marvellous assuredness in true faith and sure hope, by greatness of charity, in dread that is sweet and delectable. It is God's will that I see myself as much bound to him in love, as if he had done for me all that he hath done. And thus should every soul think inwardly of its lover. That is to say, the charity of God maketh in us such a unity, that when it is truly seen, no man can part himself from other. And thus ought our soul to think that God hath done for it all that he hath done. And this showed he to make us to love him, and naught dread but him. For it is his will that we perceive that all the might of our enemy is taken into our friend's hand. And therefore the soul that knoweth assuredly this, he shall not dread but him that he loveth. All other dread he setteth among passions and bodily sickness and imaginations. And therefore, though we be in so much pain, woe, and distress, that it seemeth to us we can think of right naught but of that which we are in, or of that which we feel, yet as soon as we may, pass we light over, and set we it at naught. And why? For that God willeth we know him, and if we know him and love him and reverently dread him, we shall have peace, and be in great rest, and it shall be great pleasance to us all that he doeth. And this showed our Lord in these words, What should it then aggrieve thee to suffer a while, sith it is my will and my worship? Now have I told you of 15 revelations, as God vouchsafed to minister them to my mind, renewed by lightings and touchings, I hope of the same Spirit that showed them all. Of which 15 showings the first began early in the morn, about the hour of 4, and they lasted, showing by process full fair and steadily, each following another, till it was 9 of the day, overpast. End of chapter 65. This recording is in the public domain.